Hey everyone, it's Till here from TinyEasy. We have just released a major update to the TinyEasy dashboard, including Project Workspace 2.0, a new condensed project list view, unlimited projects across every 3D designer plan, and a more flexible way of managing your active design capacity. In this video, I'll quickly walk you through what has changed, how the updated project workflow works, and what existing 3D designer customers should know about their plan capacity. Let's jump into your TinyEasy dashboard. The main idea behind Project Workspace 2.0 is to give all the information relating to one customer or job a shared home. A customer journey often involves much more than one 3D design. It may begin with a configuration inquiry submitted through your website from your 3D Configurator module. From there, you might create one or more custom designs with a 3D Designer module, produce AI renders with the AI Render module, prepare a proposal with the Proposal Builder module, and continue making revisions as the customer moves through your sales and design process. Previously, those resources could live across different areas of the dashboard or even outside of TinyEasy. With Project Workspace 2.0, they can stay connected within the same customer project. Inside this project, you can see the different resources connected to this particular customer. We have one of their configuration inquiries over here, the custom 3D designs connected to the job, any AI renders that we have created, and any proposals that we have sent. The goal here is not to replace your project management or CRM tool your business may already use. Instead, this gives your team a clearer view of the work completed inside of TinyEasy, without piecing together everything manually. To link your TinyEasy project to your CRM or project management tool, just copy the URL of this page and paste it into your software to directly open the dedicated project page for this customer. You can use projects whether you subscribe to one TinyEasy module or combine several modules across your workflow. As you continue connecting the platform, the project becomes the central place where the relevant customer information can stay together as the job progresses. Before moving on, I want to quickly cover the structure we recommend for projects and design templates if you use 3D Designer. Different businesses naturally organize their designs in different ways. However, Project Workspace has been built around a customer-first structure, and following this structure will give you the clearest and smoothest workflow as your account grows. The main principle is simple: create one project for each customer, lead, or individual job. This project here is made for the customer Jack Mitchell, who is interested in the Ruby retreat design. I have added his name and the name of the key model to the project name. Inside of this project, you can then keep all of the design variations that we have created for that customer. For example, we have the initial design concept over here, a revision that we have worked on together with the customer, as well as the final approved design that the customer is happy with. This keeps the customer's design within one clear project history and can be paired with their connected configuration inquiries, their AI renders over here, as well as the proposals that we have sent to them as well. One structure that we sometimes see is a project that is named after a standard home model, with designs inside of it named after different customers. So that means we have multiple customers within one project. Although the system allows you to organize your workspace this way, it mixes several unrelated customer journeys inside one project. As your workspace grows, that can make it harder to understand which inquiry, proposal, renders, and designs belong to each customer. The customer-first structure gives every lead or job its own clear home and makes the connected project workflow much easier for your team to follow. Let's talk about design templates. Design templates should be used for only reusable base models. These are your standard homes, layouts, or starting points that your team expects to use again for future customers. For example, you might have reusable templates called the Lodge, the Estate ADU, the Ruby Retreat Cabin, the Garden Pod, and so on. When a customer chooses one of those models, for further customization, you can use these templates as the starting point for a new customer design inside their dedicated project. A custom mistake that we sometimes see is storing a customer's custom design directly in the design templates on this page here. We recommend avoiding this because a customer-specific design is no longer a reusable master template. It belongs inside that customer's project in here, in the project page. A simple way to remember the structure is that design templates are your reusable starting models Projects are where customer-specific work happens, and designs are the individual options and variations created for the customer stored within a project. Following this structure will keep your workspace easier to understand, make archiving clearer, and allow the different tiny easy modules to stay properly connected around each customer. For our 3D Configurator customers, we have also recently released the new Configurator Inbox. This gives your team a dedicated place inside the tiny easy dashboard to review all your submitted configurations, including the customer's contact details, selected options, pricing information, and answers to your pre-qualifying questions. When an inquiry becomes a genuine opportunity, you can connect that configuration inquiry to a project and continue the customer journey from there. Let's have a look at Noah Hayes here, for example. And if we look inside of that, we can see that we've got a configuration here, which we can then add to an existing project, or we can create an entirely new project for Noah. We have also introduced optional Configurator AI Renders, which allow you to turn a submitted customer configuration into a more polished visual for your follow-up. We have a separate video and changelog covering those features in more detail, so I'll keep this video focused on the new Project Workspace. We have updated our project overview page. Firstly, we have updated our project card view. The project cards are best used when you manage a smaller number of projects. They give you thumbnail previews like these over here, making it faster to find the project that you're after. Project cards now also show how many designs, configuration inquiries, AI renders, and proposals are stored in that project. To add to that, you can now toggle between card view and a more condensed list view using this switch over here. The original project cards work well when you only have a smaller number of jobs, like in this account, but as your business grows, the number of leads, customers, revisions, and active projects can grow quickly as well. The condensed view makes it easier to scan your workspace and search for a particular customer and open the right project without needing to scroll through a large amount of cards. You can now also browse your project view to quickly find the projects you are looking for using filters. The next major change is that projects are now unlimited across every 3D Designer plan. Previously, your subscription included separate capacity for active projects, active designs, and design templates. We found that a separate project limit did not always reflect how businesses actually use the 3D Designer. For example, one customer, like the Jack Mitchell project over here, needs several active design variations, but another project may only contain one design, a proposal, and maybe a couple of renders. Under the previous approach, both projects used the same project capacity, even though the amount of active design work was completely different. With the updated structure, you can create as many projects as you need. You can create a project for every relevant lead, active customer, completed job, or future opportunity without using capacity simply because that project exists. Your 3D Designer plan now determines two main things. First, how many active designs you can work on at the same time, and second, how many design templates you can have active at the same time. This means your capacity is focused more closely on the work your team is actively editing rather than the total number of customer folders in your account. To make this updated capacity more practical, archive designs can now also remain connected to their original project. For example, this customer over here may have explored several layouts before choosing their final direction. Rather than removing those earlier concepts from the project, I can archive a design that I no longer actively work on, however, I can keep it part of the project. To do that, I will click on the archive button over here and choose if the design should stay part of the project or if I want to disconnect it and move it into the design archive. Once a design is archived, it no longer counts towards your active design capacity. However, it can remain visible here inside the customer project as an archive item, so you still retain the history of how that job has developed. There are a few important things to know before archiving a design. An archive design cannot be opened in the 3D Designer while it is still inactive. Any 3D viewer attached to that design will also become inactive. You can restore an individual archive design once every 30 days if you need to continue working on it. This allows you to free up active design capacity without losing the design or separating it from the wider customer project. There is also an important capacity update for existing 3D Designer customers. When we introduced the first version of the Project Workspace and the new subscription structure in March 26, we temporarily gave existing customers the capacity of the next plan tier at no additional cost. For example, if you were subscribed to the basic plan, you temporarily received the capacity included in the growth plan. This gave everyone more space to organize their workspace, while we observed how projects, designs and templates were being used in real business workflows. What we learned during that transition helped shape the more flexible structure we have now released. From the 14th of July 26, your active design and design template capacity is based on the 3D Designer plan currently attached to your account. Projects remain unlimited across every plan, and archive designs do not use active design capacity. If your current usage fits within your plan, you do not need to take any action. If you currently have more active designs or design templates than your plan includes, we recommend reviewing your workspace and archiving anything that is no longer being actively worked on. You may need to free some capacity before creating or restoring additional designs. If your business regularly needs more designs or templates active at the same time, you can also move to a higher 3D Designer plan. Just contact us so we can help you out with this. Following this update, I recommend taking a few minutes to review your workspace. First, archive designs that are no longer actively being edited. Second, keep useful earlier variations connected to the customer project as an archived reference. Third, review your design templates and keep your regularly used models active in there. Fourth, check that your current plan matches the amount of design work your business normally has underway at one time. The new structure should give you much more flexibility to organize every customer properly while keeping your active capacity focused on the designs your team is currently working on. That covers the main changes included in Project Workspace 2.0. This update is another step towards making tinyEasy a more connected place for managing the sales, design, visualization and proposal work surrounding each customer. You can read the full changelog for a detailed breakdown. Our team is always here if you need help managing your workspace, of course. Thank you again for watching, and we're looking forward to seeing how you use the improved Project Workspace.